Emmerdale viewers have a theory about who is really in charge of the drugs ring. Emmerdale fans are convinced Celia Daniels is being manipulated by a familiar face as her drug operation spirals into darker territory. Viewers of the ITV program will be aware that April Windsor, portrayed by Amelia Flanagan, is currently caught up in a County Lines drug-dealing storyline after being pressured into the criminal world by Ray Walters and his mother Celia. On Friday, a harrowing sequence unfolded when April prepared for an arranged meeting with a client called Tim to hand over drugs at a hotel, which Ray had organized. Whilst taking April to the location, the calculating Ray issued a warning that Tim would expect her to remain in his hotel room after the handover had taken place. He told April, "I need this to go right, kid, reputation is everything," reports Belfast Live. The teenage girl arrived at Tim's hotel room and delivered a package of cocaine. He attempted to engage the schoolgirl in casual conversation whilst she appeared distressed and anxious to depart. However, Tim urged April to remain with him for a period, and it quickly emerged that the villain had far more sinister intentions than simply receiving a drug delivery. He subsequently attempted to coerce April into sampling some of the drugs alongside him, and when she refused, Tim suggested it would get her in the mood. As the unsettling Tim moved closer to a petrified April on the bed, he described her as pretty and stroked her hair, remarking, "Carrying a lot of tension in those shoulders though, love." Following Tim's attempt to give April a neck massage, she informed him that she had reconsidered her decision to take drugs. As he left to fetch them, she seized the opportunity to escape, later crossing paths with Celia. The drug lord explained that April must follow her instructions to repay her substantial debt incurred from losing Ray's narcotics, a ruse designed to involve April in her illicit activities. Meanwhile, Dawn Fletcher, played by Olivia Brumley, confided in her partner Joe Tate, portrayed by Ned Porteous, about her own distressing history. She disclosed how she was lured into a life of drugs and sexual exploitation. Drawing striking similarities to April's current situation, Dawn shared her past experiences and emphasized her steadfast dedication to safeguarding her daughter, Clemmy, played by Mabel Addison. Initially, Joe was hesitant to hear about Dawn's traumatic past, but later comforted his girlfriend, assuring her that he loved her. However, Emmerdale viewers are convinced that Joe is the head of the drug ring managed by Celia, given his previous involvement with a local farmer in one of his scams. The entrepreneur has not been shy about flaunting his wealth and recently proposed to finance Clemmy's private schooling, costing £20,000 per term. One viewer took to Facebook to speculate, as Joe was controlling Celia, not so long ago, who else thinks he might be the mastermind behind the drugs ring? Another person responded, "That would not surprise me one bit, he has no scruples. And he has to get his money from somewhere." Another viewer speculated, "Absolutely, and I think that will be the thing that ends him and Dawn." Her battle with drugs and it being around the kid's ex, a third chimed in, "Yes, maybe that's why Joe doesn't want to know Dawn's past." "Nothing surprises me about him," one viewer declared, while another added, "Oh yeah,